from Belavanti Moment, and my master number is 305902. Let me start my speech. Good communication is more than just saying the right things. It's about thinking clearly before we speak. Let me tell you a story. A few months ago, I was in a team meeting. A college pitched an idea. As I listened, I realized it didn't quite add up. But everyone else was nodding, smiling, and agreeing. And I sat there and just silent. Not I didn't care, but I didn't want to come across as difficult. Later, the decision is confusion and rework. I realized I didn't just fail to speak, but also I didn't fail to think critically. In that moment, I understood something that's very important, which is interpersonal skills are not complete without critical thinking. Now, I want to ask you, what do you understand with critical thinking? Yes, Sarah. Thank you. One of you said critical thinking is often as, as the ability to analyze information objectively and make a reasoned judgment. But in simple terms, it's posing to us what's really ongoing here. Is this idea sounds? Am I reacting or responding? In conversations, critical thinking shows up when we listen not just to reply, but to understand. It helps us to catch ourselves before jumping to conclusions. It's not about overthinking, but it's about thinking well. And we have all learned the soft skill checklist like active listening, empathy, and teamwork. But without critical thinking, even this can fall flat. For example, empathy. Empathy is important, but critical thinking helps us balance empathy with honest. Second, we have listening. Listening is important, but critical thinking help us to separate facts from feelings. And last, we have teamwork. Teamwork is essential, but critical thinking helps us to challenge ideas without attacking people. When we bring the critical thinking into our conversations, we must to make a space for truth, for understanding, and for growth. And we must to stop playing nice and start being real with kindness and clarity. So, what holds us back from critically thinking into communications? First, emotions. When we hurt or defensive, our brain shift into survival modes. We react instead of reasons. Second, we have ego. We sometimes care more about being right than being fair. And then third, we have assumptions. We fill in the blanks without checking facts. They must be angry. They always ignore me. Sounds familiar? These habits cloud our judgment, but critical thinking invite us to pause and see clearly. It helps us ask, is this true or just what I think is true? Now, how can we apply this in everyday interactions? First tool, pause before you speak. When emotions rise, take a breath. Pause is power. It gives your mind is in a moment to think before your mouth act. Second tools, ask clarifying questions. Instead of assuming, ask, can you help me understand what you mean? It shows respect and keeps the conversation open. Third tools, reflect then respond. If someone says something that triggers you, that's an interesting point. Here's how I see it. That simple shift move us from confrontations to conversations. We live in a world full of voices, but not enough thoughtful conversations. Interpersonal skills help us connect, but critical thinking help us understand, challenge, and grow through those connections. Let's not just be good communicators, let's be clear, honest, and brave communicators. The world does not need more people who talk, it needs more people who think before they speak. Thank you.